Hey, this is Dr. Tekemia Dorsey, author, speaker, and CEO of DTD Enterprises. And today I want to talk about partnerships and the importance of partnerships in this world that is reversing right in front of us. Whether you are an entrepreneur, a side hustler, but mainly a small business owner, then this is for you. And I want you to tune in, but not just tune in, but grab a pencil, piece of paper, audio file. Smartphone is only as smart as a person is utilizing it. Take notes. This will be real quick to the point. Today I am reading from my book, Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow. And this segment is inspired because right now partnerships are needed more than ever. But that sounds great, but oftentimes individuals are unfamiliar with exactly how to go about establishing a partnership, what a partnership looks like, what makes it successful, what are some of the failures. And in hindsight, you're not going to get everything, but today I do want to talk about some of the things that you can easily apply. And so I'm reading from one of the chapters within my book, Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow. And the chapter is called Things to Keep in Mind Before Forming a Partnership. On page 71, it says, running a modest firm as a sole proprietor may be sufficient. However, when it comes to a larger company, enterprises, business partnerships are unavoidable. So even if you are running a business as a sole proprietor, you need some type of partnership to grow, sustain, and make sure that you have a return on investment. Larger companies automatically do this, but even as a sole proprietor or a larger company, there's still a method to a partnership madness. Business partnerships allow business owners to share business tasks, so increase earnings. On one hand, the concept of a partnership firm might be beneficial by enabling business owners more freedom of action. Still, on the other hand, it can lead to a disastrous relationship. Depending on the nature of the collaboration, there are numerous business partnerships. In a joint venture, the partners must agree on how the business procedures will be implemented and the profits and losses be distributed among them recording in agreement. So in other words, as a sole proprietor running a small business or even a larger firms, you must have in writing exactly what that partnership will look like on paper, how it's going to be implemented, and how will you divvy up the profit and losses of sales coming in. Never, never, never go about a business partnership on somebody's verbal agreement because you will end up on the short end of the stick. In a general partnership, each partner owns a partner of the business and is legally responsible for the partnership's debts indefinitely. Reading on page 72. Limited partners in a limited partnership business can only invest. They do not have the authority to intervene in the operation in the business partnership. A partnership's success depends on unanimity and sole decision making. As a result, the following factors should be considered to form a successful business partnership. So in other words, before you as a sole proprietor or small business owner start thinking about forming partnerships, understand what your foundation is, whether you're LLC, you're a C Corp, you're an S Corp, you are running your business by yourself, do you have employees, do you have 1099s? And when you're forming a partnership with someone else, how will that be divided up? If your foundation of your business is with a partner, who are the decision makers? Is that written amongst you and your partner? If you are a sole proprietor, how will it affect your 1099? If you are a larger firm, obviously you have HR to take care of that. So for your small business owners, make sure that your setup allows you to check and balance how you're set up so that when you do enter a partnership, you can enter it with a clear, agreed upon plan. Furthermore, on page 72, out of my book, Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow, it goes on to say analyzing the potential and talents of the cooperating partners is critical. Partners should be assigned certain responsibilities based on their specific skills, such as marketing, technical, and financial management. All partners in a business partnership should exercise the agreed upon authority and to make the same tactical judgments for the company's advantage. A successful firm can be built on a clear, agreed upon plan that meets the desire of all partners. That is so important. Whatever you have in writing is what you should execute. If it's not in writing, it doesn't matter. So if you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z, don't allow the business partner or someone that's coming in on the partnership after the final agreement has already been finalized to add ABC, because then it throws the entire partnership off, it throws the outcome off, it throws the process off, it throws sales off, it throws everything off. So make sure, which goes back to the business processes, as long as you have your business processes in place, dot I, cross T's, loop the M's, then you can go into a cleared, agreed upon plan with the organization that you're hoping to establish a business partnership and make it successful. If for some reason the business processes and the agreed upon plan is not clear, then the outcome is not necessarily what you're going to want. Furthermore, in my book on Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow, the concept of equal involvement frequently leads to conflict and, as a result, failure. As a result, involving a third party decision-making process can aid in the elimination of headaches. And so, in other words, if you are a small business owner that may or may not have your business processes clear, you enter into an agreed upon plan that has been changed or manipulated or isn't as clear, you might have to bring in a third party to help balance things out. And oftentimes that's going to lead to additional expenses. This might be a lawyer. This may be, if you got to go to court, mediation, and all of it is just costly. You can save yourself a lot of money if you don't rush into a partnership and that you make sure that as clear as possible that you're dotting I's and crossing T's in your business processes internally, and then externally, making sure that that plan that you're creating with your partner is that partner organization is very clear and there's no ambiguity. Hey, read more. Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow, page 73. Regular communication between associated partners is critical for a successful business partnership. The communication platform is left open for sharing views and opinions for a set period. This type of interactive communication can help resolve conflicts and generate positive ideas, therefore improving communications, improving relationships. So in other words, although that you have a business procedures or set of business procedures, you do have a clear agreed upon plan. Typically in your plan is not going to necessarily be a one-stop ends all type of communication. But you do want to make sure that communication in any type of partnership is balanced and that you're consistent. Every step of the way, you should have a milestone. You should have goals. You should have who's going to work it, who's involved on that team, who's leading a project. If you're a small business owner working with another small business owner, you may include 1099 subcontractors. But you, as the small business owner, is still responsible for the execution and implementation of that successful partnership that's written within your plan. If you are a small business owner and you're working with a corporation, you may decide to go at this partnership by yourself, or you may decide to partner with other organizations that can help bring this project that you're working on with a larger firm to fruition and success. But regardless of who's involved, you have to have a regular type of communication and make sure that communication channel is very consistent, very open, very basic, very simple, and very to the point. Wrapping this up, a successful business partnership does not have to be just founded on legal documents. Instead, all agreements between the participants might help develop a strong company partnership. But all agreements still need to be placed in writing. Email chain, legal documents, whatever you're speaking of, you want to make sure that you have it in writing, mainly because you want to make sure that everyone understands the part that they play in it. Preferably, the legal documents however, it is preferable to document legal settlements to reduce the likelihood of future problems. A business partnership runs successfully only when all members have the same goal. And I'm going to conclude there because I've given you a mouthful. When we're talking about, again, small business, when we're talking about partnerships is what help the world go round. As small business owners, there are certain things that we must keep in mind. And unfortunately, not all partnerships that you set out to create will be successful. However, you will learn a lot from the process that you engage. So first and foremost, make sure that your business processes are what you want them to be. You make sure internally you have things set up the way it needs to. You have your I's dotted, T crossed, see who it is that you need to, depending on the project that you're trying to work on and that partnership you want to go at in terms of relationships. See if you need to bring in another partner to help fulfill your weakness or to strengthen the strength of your company. And any partner that you go with, you want to make sure that you have, even if there is a verbal or agreement, put it in writing. There are a lot of, third-party places, that you can create a document. You can even have it notarized to make sure that however this project is going to be executed, everyone understands and agrees the part that they play. And make sure that you're going to get paid the way it needs to in terms of profit and losses. Regular communication that's consistent. Even if you do have business processes in place and you have a clear, agreed upon plan, I've seen in business, in life, and in relationships, a lack of communication, and communication that's not consistent will kill the plan, will kill and destroy relationships, and no one gets paid. So it ends up being a waste of time. So make sure as a small business owner, when you're thinking about talking partnerships, when you're thinking about talking about increasing your bottom line, extending your olive branch in community relations, that you are making sure that you're following the T, dotting the I, and everything that you need to do to be successful. You can pick up my book, Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow, on my website, www.dtdenterprises.com. Again, hit the shops, go into the shop down and get your copy. And until next time, go out, make it a wonderful day. And also join my webinar. I have a free webinar coming up on July 7th called The Partner Economy. I will drop the link at the bottom of this. It's free. And then after that, you get this downloadable bonus. And then also join my 5-day challenge after the webinar. So if you're really interested in growing your business and learning some tricks of the trade, some secrets that's going to help elevate you here in this quarter and then the next quarter and then constantly getting better, make sure you join my free webinar and the 5-day challenge that's coming. And until next time, have a great day, and I'll holler at you soon.